Hey everyone, TJ Hernandez here with RosterCoach.com, and this is the Week 12 GPP Value Report, where every week I go through the featured games on the main slate for both FanDuel and DraftKings and discuss the payout structures of these games to help you guys out with your weekly game selection. And with this week being Thanksgiving, the Thursday-only Thanksgiving slate is one of the more popular non-main slates of the season, so I will start off my review of each website by going over the Thursday games and then moving on to the main slate, and starting here on FanDuel with the Thursday games up to the $12 buy-in level. We're going to see games that more or less mirror the games that we see on the main slate with some variations in total prize pool, but the structures are quite similar. So at the $7 level on FanDuel, we have the Thursday Million, which is a $1 million prize pool with $200,000 to first place. As has pretty much been the case with the Sunday Million, about 20% of the field is being paid, with about 20% of the prize pool going to first place. A couple other games, if you're looking for those bigger prize pools or bigger first place prizes, we have the Pecan Snap at the $4 level. On the main slate, that's $4.44 buy-in level. Here on Thursday, it's $4 level with a $20,000 first place prize. The Roasted Rush at the $5 level is $40,000 to first. And the Cornbread Kickoff at the $12 level is $10,000 to first. All of those games pretty similar in structure. If you get up to that $12 level, you do see a little bit of a rake drop, as we have seen 16% rake up to the $5 level for quite some time now. But all of those games paying out less than 20% of the field, except for the kickoff, just over 20% there, and then just 16% of the money going to first place in that contest compared to 20% in those other games. If you're looking for games that are a little bit more of a flat payout structure, the Pancake Block at the 25-cent level is paying out over 25% of the field, as is the Snap at the $2 level and the Huddle at the $3 level. Just like on the main slate, that Huddle is charging just a 10% rake. So not too many big prize pools outside of the games that I previously mentioned, but those are the structures, at least on the extremes, for the lower buying games. And if we move up above the $12 level for the Thanksgiving slate on FanDuel, the Gravy Bomb has a $50,000 first place prize. The Blitz Casserole has a $150,000 first place prize. That's at the $166 level. The Blitz Casserole has a $30,000 first place prize. That's at the $166 level. And the Gobble Monster at the $333 level has $50,000 going to first place. Of those games, the Blitz has the most of the field being paid out. 20% of the field is being paid in that contest. All of those games, about 20% going to first place. The Monster, 25% of the prize pool going to first place. The only game up at these higher stakes that's paying out significantly more than 20% of the field is the Stiff Arm, which is a single entry contest at the $75 level. That game's paying out 22% of the field, but again, 20% of the money going to first place in that one. And like we've seen pretty much on the main slate, once you get to that $50 level, we see a pretty significant rake drop. So like I mentioned, not much variance from what we're going to see over here on the main slate on FanDuel. And taking a look at that main slate, like I mentioned, these structures are very similar to what we're seeing on the Thanksgiving slate. The Sunday Million is a $1.3 million prize pool with $250,000 going to first, about 21% of the field's being paid in that one, with just under 20% of the money going to first place. The Rush is a $30,000 first place prize. The Snap is a $15,000 first place prize. The Spike is a $10,000 first place prize. So those are the contests priced $10 or below, where you're going to get a 5-digit payday if you come in first. Of those games, the Snap at the $4.44 level is paying out the most of the field, 22%, just under 23% of the field being paid, with 15% of the money going to first. And again, this slate kind of mirrors the Thanksgiving slate in terms of structure. If we look at these games that are paying out a flatter payout structure, the Pancake Block, the Snap, and the Huddle are paying out about 25% of the field. Again, that Huddle, just 10% rake. And if we move up to these higher stake contests, again, structure is pretty much the same. Prize pool's a little bit bigger at these higher stakes. The Monster with the $100,000 first place prize at the $333 level. the Blitz with the $100,000 first place prize at the $166 level, and the Bomb with the $100,000 first place prize at the $33 level. None of those games are paying out 20% of the field, all about 19%, and all of them paying out 25% of the prize pool to first. So the only difference we see there is those contests are a little bit steeper on the main slate. That kickoff at the $12 level is paying out 25% of the field, and we also see the spin move at the $35 level paying out just under 25% of the field. So that's obviously pretty big percentage of the field being paid out for these stakes. The kickoff, you do get a chance to win $20,000, whereas on the spin move, just $3,000 to first place. Looking at the DraftKings Thanksgiving slate, there's a few different contests on the Thanksgiving slate compared to the main slate. So not the same kind of mirror effect that we see on FanDuel. Really unique slate over here on Thursday for DraftKings. Starting at these smaller stakes games, a couple big contests. One is the Wishbone Classic. That's a $3 buy-in with $850,000 prize pool, $50,000 going to first place. Less than 25% of the field being paid out in that one. And then another big prize pool is the Post Pattern at the $8 level. That contest is offering $25,000 to first place. Both of those contests paying out less than 25% of the field. Not too many other big first place prizes. We do have the 3-plate special, which is unique to the Thursday slate at the $3 level, $5,000 first place prize there. The Buckle Hat Buck is a $1 game with $2,000 up top. Both of those contests paying out over 25% of the field. The only contests that really stand out are the ones that are really steep at these levels. So we have the Safety, which is less than 25% of the field being paid with 10% of the money going to first. We see similar structures with the Flea Flicker and the Plymouth Rock, which is unique to this slate as well. That's a $16 buy-in with $5,000 up top there. If we move up to these higher stakes on the Thursday slate, on DraftKings, the Wishbone Classic at the $20 level is the big game here. $1.5 million prize pool, $150,000 to first place. And then the Wildcat Thanksgiving Special at the $333 level, $100,000 to first place there with a $600,000 prize pool. Both of those contests paying out less than 25% of the field. The Wildcat paying out just 22% of the field with 17% of the money going to first. The contests that are paying out significantly more in terms of percentage of the field, we have the Chop Block at the $50 level. That's 26% of the field being paid. We have the Blind Side, which is a single entry contest at the $27 level, paying out over 25% of the field. And then the Spy and the Touchdown both paying out about 25.5% of the field there. But again, with those flatter payouts, we're not seeing too much upside in terms of first place prize. The Backyard Football Special is kind of a nice balance. Again, a contest that's unique to the Thursday slate. $200,000 prize pool at the $33 buy-in level with $20,000 going to first place. So nice little balance there with some upside and 25% of the field being paid out. Moving on over to the main slate on DraftKings, a little bit closer to what we've seen, at least in terms of the games available. The structure is a little different just because money has to be spread out to these Thursday contests, and there are a couple new contests running on this slate. So the play action is down to $300,000 prize pool. That's usually a really big game, usually over $1 million prize pool. So $300,000 prize pool, $20,000 to first, 25% of the field being paid there. And then if you're looking for upside at these smaller stakes, the $110,000 huddle is really the only other option there. $10,000 to first place on a $4 buy-in, 24% of the field being paid. All the rest of the contests at these smaller stakes are pretty small first place prize. The $100,000 Micro 75th Special is the only game with a prize pool above $2,000 or a first place prize above $2,000, and that's at the 75-cent buy-in level. So a new buy-in level introduced for this special contest, and we'll see when we get to these higher stakes, quite a few newer contests being run. And speaking of those higher stakes games, the 75th Millionaire Special, $1 million first place prize, of course, but we see that prize pool back up to $4 million. It's been right around $3 million the past few weeks, so really beefing up that prize pool again for the 75th Millionaire. Then we have the $1.5 million Mega 75th special with $200,000 going to first. That's a $750 buy-in, just 20% of the field being paid in that one. And then the Power Sweep offering $100,000 to first place on a $150 buy-in. But not too many games up here that combine balance of payout structure with upside. The one that does stand out is the 3-point stance. That's $10,000 to first place on a $33 buy-in with almost 26% of the field being paid. And then if you are playing higher stakes, the Juke offers a $10,000 first place prize, a field of just 138 people, a $400 entry, and 26% of the field being paid out in that one. So for these higher stakes contests, that is the game that stands out. So a lot of games to choose from this week, a lot of game selection to be done between Thursday and Sunday. So be sure to review all these games, look for the games or the buy-ins that you're usually interested in, and make sure that there are contests that fit your needs or your goals, because a lot of things are shaking up with this big Thursday slate this week. So if you have any questions about it, please hit me up here or on Twitter. Again, TJ Hernandez with RosterCoach.com. Thank you for watching.